When it comes to link prospecting for any kind of link type, it's a pretty manual task, so I would recommend you always allocate somebody specifically for this and for nothing else. Link prospecting normally just involves using Google and various keywords and advanced search operators to pull out lists of sites which would be perfect to have your link on. And the best way to do this is to compile a list of operators and just go through each one, adding your keyword to it and picking out sites which meet the right criteria. So, I mean, this is the kind of operators that I use. Obviously, I have, depending on the link type, I have different ones that you can see here. So, whether it's a resource page or local blogs or whatever. But for the purpose of this video, let's look at guest posts. So, what I would do with this is you find the keywords that you want to use, if it's a market finding keyword or maybe a more long tail one. But say for instance we're in the gardening, something for the gardening industry. So this instance I would just put in my keyword, tag on something like this, become a guest blogger, and then just put it into Google. And then basically just look by eye and check which ones are the most relevant and will be suitable to have a guest post on. So for instance, let's look at this one. This is actually their guidelines URL. It tells you everything you need to know about it, how big the article has to be, if you can get a link on it, and if it's one that looks suitable and it would be, a good one to have. This is a pretty good one actually, if we could get a link on this. So in this case, I would copy the URL, and you basically want, the key thing is to keep everything systemized and as tidy as possible, because you want to keep track of how you're doing, who you're negotiating with, and which links have gone live for. So here you would put in the URL. This is the guidelines URL, so you'd also record this, and then they will often have an email there, but you may have to hunt around the website to find a suitable person to contact. But luckily for us, we have a dedicated email for that. It's guestblogger@thomsonmorgan.com, so you would copy that in as well. And it's always useful if you can get a name for somebody to put that in. You can automate some elements of this using a tool like BuzzStream, but honestly, for best results, you need a human eye to sort through and pick out just the right sites. And obviously something like Google Sheets is ideal for streamlining this part and keeping everything in check. You can also along with the contact email, record things such as if you have a content piece of yours which is related to something, or if you've got any notes. So that is it for today's video. The next one will be discussing outreach and how that applies to guest posts.